Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to the Direction Live online series by Esri Malaysia. My name is Nabila Husna, and I am your host for today's session. Okay, introducing today's presenter is Wan Muhammad Nazmin, our solution consultant with Enterprise Consulting team of Esri Malaysia. So he will be leading the webinar for today. Without any further ado, I shall pass the presentation to Nazmin. Over to you, Nazmin.
Okay, thank you, Nabila, and hello everyone, and welcome to Esri Malaysia Direction Live online webinar 2021 about the fundamental of imagery in ArcGIS. And today's presentation is going to be at a high level as we have much more to cover in a short period of time. However, I encourage you to reach out to us if you see something interesting. We will be happy to meet you directly or virtually to cover any imagery products and solution in more details. Okay, firstly, let's take a quick look at the overall of ArcGIS imagery platform. While this architecture may be overwhelmed to some, just remember that it starts with the desktop platform, which is the ArcGIS Pro. This may be all you need for those of you wanting to do more with imagery. Realize that ArcGIS Pro is the access point for the publishing imagery to the server, thereby creating imagery services. Okay, and then photogrammetry is used to make those sources accurate and authoritative to use within your GIS environment. Okay, analytics can be set to run at a scale to extract features from the imagery, for example, and do all type of advanced analytics, like, for example, the change detection using the deep learning. Okay, and a user also can access all this content using the powerful web application such as GIS dashboard. Okay, and finally, the platform can be displayed to update the information for the decision makers using applications. Okay, this is actually what we mean when we say about the GIS is a comprehensive imagery platform. Okay, next, I will share to you about GIS as providing a comprehensive professional platform, okay, for managing, analyzing, and serving overlapping maps, for example, okay, through a level of implementation, requirements, and functionalities. User can use these 5 main capabilities of the imagery in ArcGIS imagery platform. Okay, the first one is the image management, which is to make your imagery accessible. For example, to perform the on-the-fly processing, as well as to support the dynamic services such as image service. Okay. The next one is the map productions. It is for you to create a derived product such as the orthophoto productions, the stereo mapping, the feature extraction products, the tile cache generations. Okay, and the next one is the analysis and artificial intelligence. Okay, it is to extract information from your imagery, which is Esri provide you a lot of tools to perform this kind of analysis. Okay, and the last one is the visualizations and exploitations, which is to visualize your imagery in multiple platforms, for example, in the desktop, in the web application, as well as in mobiles. Okay, the first topics that I will explain to you is the ArcGIS Desktop, okay, which is the image analyst, okay, which is the extension for the ArcGIS Pro. Okay, as your imagery skills increase, ArcGIS Pro has all the remote sensing tools that needed by a user to support your organizations. Okay, for instance, we introduce various types of processing capabilities, which are being called as raster functions. Okay, these are like geoprocessing tools, but they work on the fly. Okay, displaying the output information directly to your screen rather than creating and storing new files, which can clogging your hard drive. Okay, this raster function can be changed, like if you're familiar with the model builder, okay, to do the complex analysis, as well as it provide the on-the-fly analysis for your raster. Okay, next I will explain to you the three highlight function of the image analysis extension, okay, which is the first one, the image space, which is for the sensor perspective view. The main function is to create and edit features in image, and to make sure that the distorted from the oblique image imagery can be projected into a map space. Okay, this image analyst can display imagery from the perspective of the sensor. Okay, in image space, building and features can be oriented with vertically with no distortion. Okay, by having this image analyst extension, you can display your imagery in a beautiful way for easier to interpretation and to make measurement. Okay, the next one is the mensurations. It is the capability of features in the image space, which is you can measure the height of object in the image if the sensor model of the image is available. Okay, and additionally, if you have the sun angle information in the metadata, you can make measurement using the shadow that visible in your imagery. Okay, the third one is the stereo analysis, which is this function enables you to get detailed and accurate elevation and height, okay, using the red cyan anaglyph glasses or the active shutter eyewear. Okay, let me show you a quick look how the image space, the mensuration capabilities, and the stereo functions. Okay, let's say I have this oblique imagery, which is you can see that a bit distorted. Okay, and by having image analysis, you have this kind of function, which is the perspective imagery. Okay, and there is a function for the focus image. You can see that there is image change into a better view, and the information display on top of your imagery. Okay, instead of multispectral, this function can be applied to the panchromatic. Okay, for example, for this image, I click at the focus image. You can see the image will change into a perspective view. Okay, on top of that, I can create a feature on top of the image view. For example, for the calculation of the aircraft, okay, instead of point, you can add line as well as polygon. Okay, the next is the function of mensurations. Okay, for example, I want to measure a building, which is I use the top to top shadow height, which is the measurement of the building can be identified based on the shadow. Okay, for example, I click here, and also here, there is automatically appeared the value of the building height. Okay, at the right side, you can see that the file have been generated, and you can save it as a text file for your reporting. Okay, the next one is the stereo models. Okay, in order to enable the stereo in your ArcGIS Pro, you need to do some adjusting on your settings. Okay, one setting have been done. you can now proceed with your stereo analysis. And there is a function called model selector here, which is you can choose which imagery that you want to working on with. Okay, from here there is a three map viewer that I have been created, the 2D, 3D, as well as the stereo. Okay, and on top of that, I can create a feature on top of stereo. And the best part is the 3D model automatically created on the scene view. Okay, and this data you can use to export as to your portal or to your ArcGIS Online as a scene viewer. Okay, the next function I want to explain is about the deep learning. Okay, with these extensions, it allow you to use the statistical or machine learning classification methods, okay, to classify the imagery. And these deep learning models can be integrated with ArcGIS Pro for the object detections, for the object classifications, and for the image classification. Okay, there are many computer vision tasks that can be accomplished with deep learning. Okay, Esri has developed tools that allow you to perform image classification, object detection, semantic segmentation, and also the instance segment. Okay, and making use of this analysis, you can export this data into better or into the applications, okay, such as to perform the surface classification, palm tree detection, the building footprint extractions, as well as for the damaged house classification after the disaster. Okay, next I will share to you how you can leverage your imagery into enterprise platform. Okay, for the enterprise, Esri has produced the ArcGIS Image Server, which is part of the ArcGIS Enterprise. Okay, the main capabilities is to serve a large collection of the data for the analytical processing. Okay, and it's allow you to assemble, process, analyze, and manage large collections of imagery. Okay, actually, in order to use these capabilities, it starts with the data models for your imagery. It's called Mosaic Datasets. It lets you to quickly access any image pixels at any time and anywhere within your entire archive. Okay, this is different than accessing an image files because Mosaic Datasets knows where all your image files, and it maintains all the metadata associated with each of your raster files. Okay, now you can share the Mosaic dataset by using the capabilities of the ArcGIS Image Server in order to publish as the image service. And from the image service, later on you can create a web application to be used by your organization or for your users. Okay, next I will explain to you the four main capabilities of the ArcGIS Image Server. Okay, the first one it provide the dynamic image service, which is allow you to create a fully dynamic image service, and this are more than just tile layers that people are most accustomed to working with. Okay, and this image server lets you to produce this tile layer, okay, as well as its real power is to produce the image service. Okay, the next one is the raster analytics. Okay, normally the image analysis traditionally existed on the desktop platform. Okay, and by having this ArcGIS Image Server in your organizations, you can perform the raster analytics in your server. Okay, and these capabilities can be scaled across multiple server. So high power architecture can now take the large scales of the analytics to perform the raster processing. Okay, the next one is the automapping. Okay, it provide you the capabilities to access the orthophotos as a dynamic image service with the on-the-fly processing. Okay, and enables to access with the overlapping imagery to improve your imagery interpretations. Okay, and the last one is the image hostings. Okay, now you can upload your imagery to be stored in the raster data store via your portal. Okay, by using the portal user interface, you can upload a collection of images rather than it is a single mosaic, or it is multiple raster to perform the mosaic dataset. Now you can perform it in your portal user interface. Okay, the next one I will share to you how you can use the imagery, okay, to create web applications. Okay, this is very important, which is it is easy to create. Okay, the first one is called the image viewer. Okay, it is the templates in your portals or ArcGIS Online, which is to visualize and to explore imagery through time and space. Okay, you can configure it to view in a single imagery layer, as well as to view two imagery layer to perform the temporal analysis using the SWOT tools. Okay, why this is important? Because it is can be applied for the oil company asset manager, okay, to view the latest imagery of the oil wells, noting any points of concern to alert workers in the fields. Okay, as well for the imagery response coordinator, which is can be used the SWOT tools to visualize and do a comparison for the pre and post disaster, and quickly triage areas that need assistance. Okay, the next one is the image mask, which is it consists of lots of raster analysis functionalities that have been predefined in these templates based on the band, the spectral band of your input source. Okay, this is important for the farmer, okay, to quickly identify the changes in crop health, and also for the image analyst to record the burn scar extents using satellite imagery. Okay, the next one is the image visit templates. Okay, by using this template, you can quickly review the attributes of the predetermined sequence locations. Okay, and you can add the bookmark widget. Okay, and this is important for the insurance company, which is to review properties after an event, for example, like flooding. Okay, and also for the image analyst, which is to check collection of map control points. Okay, next I will share to you how you can easily use these templates. Okay, as you can see here, for example, I have two imagery, which is the tsunami in Indonesia. I have a pre and post, and by having these functions, you can see that there is a interpret imagery, which is, you can see that there is a tree template here. Okay, For example, I want to create the image viewer. I change the information of the map. Okay, then I will configure the themes, the option. For example, I want to add a base map. Okay, I want to create a scale bar, and I want to add a bookmark widgets. Okay, and for the imagery, I want to activate the swipe tools, which is the two-layer viewer with swipe tools. Okay, I want to add the measurement tools in my web applications. Save and I launch. Okay, you can see that there is a function in this widget. Okay, you can choose which image that you want to do the analysis. Okay, and the second widget is the measurement. Okay, you can do the measurement on top of your imagery. Okay, and the third widget, there is lots of base map option that you can use to change. Okay, the next one is the image mask. Okay, there is, for example, I want to identify the burn scar marking on my imagery. Okay, you can see that I have two date of acquisitions, the before and after the burn happens. Okay, by having the vegetation index. Okay, and I want to visualize as the difference of the image mask. Okay, as you can see that the masking can be done in real time by changing these kind of parameters. Okay, by it is different with the desktop, which is the analysis need to be export by a different product using the different parameters. Okay, the next one is the image visit. For example, I want to check the property damage assessments for the, for example, the residential area. Okay, you can see that there is a list of damage area that need to be assessed. Okay, you just can click next to access your next feature. Okay, next I will share to you about the focus imagery of that Esri have been provide to you. Okay, the first one is the, we call it as a drone, a GIS drone to map. Okay, the advantage of using a drone to map that you can process your imagery in the field or in the office. Okay, and you can directly access this imagery at the site without going back to the office. Okay, ArcGIS Drone to Map provide four main capabilities, which is the first one is the rapid. Rapid means that you use the default functionalities. Okay, the next one is the 2D, which is to produce the automosaics, the DSM, the DTM. Okay, and for the 3D, which is to create 3D mesh products, okay, for your drone imagery, as well as you can choose to do the inspections on the drone data. Okay, it is designed to use and produce with lots of products, like what I have explained just now, which is to create the automosaic, to create the elevation models, to create the 3D measures, to create the smart inspection products, okay, as well as it will also produce the 3D PDF, okay, and many more products that you can export. Okay, and from these products, okay, you can leverage it into your ArcGIS online or portals, and you can create the applications using by these products that have been generated. Okay, the next one is the GIS Excalibur. Okay, it is the project-based applications, okay, which is assisted for the image analytics and for the exploitation web application. Okay, it provide to you the functions like searching your imagery to do a deep discover of your image metadata, to compile the imagery as a catalog, okay, and to as well as to publish and serve as dynamic information in your GIS portals or imagery. Okay, there is 4 main capabilities that I will explain to you. Okay, the first one is the search tools, okay, which makes you to easy for searching your imagery and to discover which imagery that are available within your organizations. Okay, you can connect directly to an imagery layer, okay, or an image service URL, or even through the imagery catalog search. Okay, this imagery catalog search also allows you to quickly search for the imagery layer, okay, over the area of interest for further use in your applications. Okay, the next one is working with imagery. Okay, once you have located the imagery of interest, you can easily connect this imagery exploitation canvas, where you can utilize a wide variety of tools to begin working with your imagery. Okay, this exploitation canvas allows you to view imagery on top of default base map. Okay, and it will automatically auto-rectify and align with the maps. Filter abilities, as well as you can change the band combinations, okay, to apply the settings like DRA and also the gamma. Okay, and the settings also can be used to change the image transparency as well as the type of compressions. Okay, and the fourth capabilities is the exploitation tools, which is these functions is to perform the markup as well as to create a simple graphic on top of your imagery. Okay, and the function is to create measurement tools, which allows you to measure the horizontal and vertical distances, area, as well as the feature location of your image. Okay, the next application is the Automaker. Okay, it is the web applications that you can leverage your ArcGIS Enterprise and ArcGIS Image Server. Okay, it is the main function is to create the imagery products. Okay, for examples like the orthophoto mosaics, the DSM, DTM, via the web application. Okay, and the last modules that I will share to you is a little bit about the NV capabilities, as well as how NV can be integrated with the ArcGIS Desktop, especially ArcGIS Pro. Okay, the first one is NV provide the extensible functionalities. Okay, it provide a powerful API that lets a user to add their own proprietary algorithm of your raster analysis. Okay, in this analysis can be combined as multiple tools, okay, including the image analysis functionalities to create new custom image analysis based on your desired outcomes. Okay, the next is the integration, which is NV analytics can be executed from within any ArcGIS environments, and the result can be accessed directly from the ArcGIS Desktop or via the ArcGIS Online. Okay, the workflow and the automated tools can be accessed by the Auto box. Okay, and the next function is the data supports. Okay, which is NV supports the latest and multiple sensor data. Okay, it for example the modalities that includes the panchromatics, the multispectrals, the hyperspectrals, LiDAR, radar data, FMV, and many more. Okay, it works with any size of the datasets and has the automated tools to quickly and easily prepare your imagery for viewing and to perform the analysis. Okay, the next one is the workflow. Okay, the NV workflow is the automated image analysis task. Okay, for example, you want to perform the change detection, the anomaly detection for the view shed analysis, okay, and other analysis. Okay, this workflow are easy to learn, and it supports the hyperspectrals, okay, to perform the details analysis of your imagery. Okay, next I will share to you four main modules that NV have provide. Okay, the first one is the crop science. Okay, NV crop science modules. Okay, this is the powerful modules for the precision farming. Okay, it provide the tools for the crop counting, okay, as well as to analyze of your spectral and spatial data within the imagery to provide the crop health information, okay, by detect your plant stress, okay, and target the specific field location for remediations. Okay, these tools help to deliver the information needed to apply the prescriptive farming techniques and not to waste your fertilizer or pesticides on the region that have been detected as stress health condition. Okay, the next one is the NV soundscapes. Okay, these modules allows you to easily process and analyze the SAR radar data, okay, to generate products, for example, like DM or any surface deformation maps, okay, while giving you the option to integrate with the information with other geospatial products. Okay, with these tools, you can also access this toolbox and NV modeler as well as in the ArcGIS Pro. Okay, and the third modules is the NV deep learning. Okay, it is an intuitive tools and workflow which does not require advanced programming language. Okay, and it enables a user to easily to do the data labeling, okay, and to generate models within the click of a button. Okay, okay. By these tools also, it is a commercial of the chef technology. Okay, that is designed to work with any remotely sensed imagery to solve your problems. Okay, last but not least is the NV optical step. Okay, the function is to generate the digital surface models and also the ortho rectified image from the space bond as well as from the your UAV data, okay, while giving the user the industry tools for the imagery exploitations, as well as for the data fusions. Okay, for the integrations, NV provide a lot of functionalities that you can integrate with the GIS Pro. Okay, NV provide you the NV task, which is you can export the task files and can be perform the analysis in the ArcGIS Desktop environment. Okay, by having the toolbox configured in your ArcGIS Pro, okay, you can also access the image analysis that available in the NV. Okay, this is the end of my presentations. Okay, and for the detailed resources, you may refer to the links that I have showed just now. Okay, and thank you, and pass over to you, Nabila.
All right. Thank you, Nazmi. So that was a great sharing of the fundamental of imagery in the ArcGIS and a lot of the things that we can actually learn here, such as the capabilities, integration, and also the application as well. So we have had a couple of questions coming through. So if you have been listening intently to Nazmin and you haven't had a chance to type out your question, we still have time to cover up a couple of the questions here. So let's go and see what are the questions that we have now. Okay, to kick off, we have one question to ask you from Mr. Faiz asking, can I know what are the difference between Mosaic dataset that you have shown previously with normal raster Mosaic? Over to you, Nazmin.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Faiz. Okay, it is a good questions. Okay, the difference between the Mosaic datasets is that it maintains your metadata in each of your raster. Okay, for example, normally the satellite imagery comes with metadata that showing the type of sensor that have been used, the acquisition dates, the percentage of cloud cover, the value of the sun elevation angles, for example. Okay, and the powerful of the Mosaic dataset is that there is no pixels data loss when you are using Mosaic datasets. Okay, while the normal raster, okay, for example, the raster Mosaic, normally we need to export it as a GeoTIFF or .img image files. Okay, it require your local storage, while the Mosaic dataset, you can perform the analysis on the fly. Okay, I hope I answering your question, Mr. Faiz.
Okay, so we have the second question is coming from JC, asking currently we have hundreds of raster data stored locally and some in the cloud storage. So do we need to copy or duplicate all imagery into server to use the image server to perform the analysis? Over to you, Nazmin.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Jessie. Okay. One of the main capabilities of the Mosaic dataset, okay, is that instead of you directly copy all your raster data into the raster data store, okay, there is option in your Mosaic datasets, which is you can do a reference from where the input sources. Okay, for example, your imagery located in the cloud or in your local storage. Okay, within the Mosaic datasets, you can just having reference functions, okay, to locate where the image source without having to duplicate or copy your large your raster data into the raster data store. This is one of the powerful functionalities of Mosaic Datasets. I hope I answering your question, Miss Jessie.
All right. Okay, so for the next question, and I guess this is the last one, is for the image viewer, image mask, and also the image visit. Is there any extension needed? So I repeat, for the image viewer, image mask, and image visit, is there any extension needed? Over to you, Nasmin.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, it is no extension or software needed. It is actually a web application template that have been provided to user in the portals as well as in the ArcGIS Online. Okay, it is a very easy to use and configure. Okay, it is just a template and there is no extension needed. I hope I am answering your questions.
Okay, so I think that's all the time we have today. So if we have not answered your question, Nasmin will surely reach out to you with the response. Okay, we really love your feedback. So take the time to fill out the brief survey that you will see pop up at the end of the session. For the feedback or question, you can send directly to the events@malaysia.com.my. And finally, if you would like to rewatch this webinar or share with your colleague, the recording will be shortly available on Esri Malaysia event page together with the copy of the slides. So do check out in the couple of days. Once again, I want to thank you, Nasmin, and thanks everyone for joining us. And we will see you for the next Direction Live online webinar series. Goodbye.
Thank you.